Hey guys, I feel like one of the things that we're all doing such a masterful job of is bringing these very racy kind of energies of desperation, obsession, craving, these frenetic energies. I think we're all doing such a masterful job of bringing them into attunement or into coherence with peace or with a vibration of, you could say, harmony or love. And so, yeah, I think this is a major theme. We're all opening into deeper and deeper layers of our heart center, of our beings. And as we open into these deeper layers, we're going to confront more energies within us that are in separation, that feel separate from life, that feel disconnected from source, that don't know themselves as love. And so, yeah, we're all being such master beings at this time, because these energies are not easy to deal with. And they can manifest as being obsessed with someone else and trying to get a certain person's validation. They can manifest as becoming really outcome dependent when it comes to sharing your work. It can also manifest as really feeling like you need success to feel whole and to feel good about yourself. Anytime that we're tying our self-worth to whether another person approves of us or how our work's going, that's a hell realm. That's going to create a lot of suffering. And a lot of you know that. That a lot of you are like, yep, I know that hell realm. But the beautiful thing that I think so many of us are learning to do, as we bring these difficult energies, these shadow energies, as we bring them into attunement with the light, with love, with peace, the beautiful thing that I think so many of us are learning is how to self-validate, how to source our own sense of worth, how to, and that's true freedom. And it's like when we can actually be the source of our own inner validation and be the source of our own love, and when we can source our own sense of approval and deep acceptance, then we're really free to actually enjoy another. Then we can actually even experience true love and intimacy in relationship with others, with our work, etc. Because the more we're sourcing our sense of validation, approval, and love from within, the less we're going to be outcome dependent. The less we're going to need something from someone else to feel good about ourselves. And we're all humans, and so we may really have that at certain layers and certain depths of our being, but then we go into a new layer. We open up into this new depth of trauma, energy, pain, shadow, and all of a sudden we can find ourselves back in the same cycle of kind of addiction or obsessive energies or desperation, and all of a sudden we're craving another again, even though we thought we might have cured that whole codependent, that kind of, we could say, toxic codependent dance. I found that in myself today. I was doing this meditation and felt like I had brought a lot of these energies that have been just super gnarly and dark and heavy and dense. I feel like I brought so many of them into coherence with this deep love in my heart. And I was feeling really good in my body. And I was like, wow, it's been a minute since I felt this good in my body. And I think for a lot of us, we might not be feeling that good in our bodies at times because there is so much alchemy being done right now. So many chills right now. We're being asked to transmute so much heavy, dense, dark, karmic stuff right now. So don't get discouraged if you're not feeling that good in your body most of the time. We're doing some serious work. So I had this moment after meditating. I just was like, my heart was just full of love. And yeah, I just felt this, really nice feelings, we'll say. I was just in this really blissful place, felt a lot of spaciousness. And I felt like my heart opened up, and it really wanted to connect with someone that I hadn't talked to in about a week. And you'll notice this with certain relationships. You're going to need time and space to integrate what those connections are bringing up for you. Getting so many chills in this video. A lot of you, if you're, myself included, we're being brought really intense connections. And they're going to unearth deep stuff. They're going to break our heart wide open. They're going to just break us open in general. And so with these connections, they're such precious gifts. I mean, they're so helpful. But due to the intensity of them and due to what they bring up, we are going to need time and space to integrate, to process what's happening in those containers with those intense connections. And so I felt, after this meditation this morning, I felt like, wow, I had the space to connect with this person again. How nice. And so I reached out, and almost immediately this feeling came up, this obsessive feeling of like, are they going to text me back? Why haven't they texted back? And I was like, and it's such a familiar feeling in my system by now that I can be very conscious of it. And I can just consciously watch that happening. And be like, oh, this feeling's back. And that's one of the gifts that these connections really bestow or really give us, is the gift of pulling up one of those, you could say, inner children that feel really insecure, or it pulls up the abandonment wound, whatever name we want to give it. That feeling, right? That sensation. Like, oh no, are they going to text me back? You know, that oh, have I lost them forever? That kind of energy from a wound, right? And so that's one of the gifts of these intensely alchemical connections, is it's going to pull up your stuff for you to be with. And it's so interesting. I was having this moment of like freedom and, oh, I feel so good. And then the divine's like, text that person. I'm like, okay. And then boom, the work starts again, you know? And once you fall in love with the work and you see it for what it is, and you're not trying to get attached to certain inner states, you have a deep appreciation for being in it. You just, at a certain point on this path, something changes and you just fall in love with alchemy itself. For a while, it's like that spiritual ego just wants to feel this and less of that, and you're trying to use the spiritual process to achieve that end, which, you have various levels of success and failure at. Ultimately fail in the end, because what your soul truly wants is true freedom. I love this one teacher, Jeannie Zandi, said, was talking about yogis and these blissful samadhi states, and she's like, it's just an inner state. It's just an inner state. So yeah, at a certain point on the path, you transcend trying to always feel good and avoid feeling bad, and you actually just fall in love with the process of healing, with the process of transmutation, with the process of being in an earth realm where we are actually transforming this realm from it's a fucking hell realm in many ways, right? There's war, there's famine, there's poverty, there's all these things. We're transforming this realm and some of its hellish elements. We're transforming this realm into a divine realm. And so eventually you get to this place where you embrace what you're here for. You realize like you're not necessarily here just to feel whatever sensations all day long that your egoic consciousness prefers to feel. We've probably all, so many chills saying this, probably all been in certain dimensions and realities where we were feeling wonderful all the time. If you're a light worker, starseed, empath, all these names, I forget them, there's so many names. It's likely you volunteered to come here from a higher frequency or a higher vibrating, higher frequency dimension. Yeah, just this video, so many chills, which I love, that light coming through as confirmation, that that I'm on the right path when I'm speaking. But so a lot of you know these higher dimensions, you know these higher frequencies, you know these higher vibrations, but you actually decided to incarnate into form in a dense reality for the challenge of it in many ways. I love Craig Holliday. He says this realm is meant to challenge our soul. So we came here for the challenge. This isn't a realm you come to bliss out all day. Yeah, I'm just like one big goosebump. This is a realm you come to grow in strength, to really find your power, to find your strength. And someone wrote something so beautiful in the WhatsApp chat about basically the truth is to find our power in the darkness, and to not be concerned whether it's light or dark, but can we just be in our power no matter what? And they said it much more eloquently than that. I really love what comes through in that group, that WhatsApp group. So much wisdom in that group. So much of this kind of supportive warrior, loving energy. And so I have such appreciation for the beings over there. And there's just all these reflections about how we are all doing this together. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, to bring it back. So I recognized I was having these feelings of desperation coming up again, like, oh my God, are they going to text me back? And at a certain point, like earlier on the path, I'd just be so lost to that, right? But after you've been with these feelings over and over and over again, you tend not to get as lost, and you just bring light to that feeling. And what does this one really need? This one that's longing for another's validation, longing for their response. And it's like underneath any longing, whether it's for another, success, validation, whatever, underneath any longing is this desire for God to be met fully by the divine. And so that's why it's a gift when others bring up these longings. And because it's like these longings, here's the thing, and it takes so much courage and self-love to let yourself long, to let that genuine desire be there, and to let it come up so fully. A lot of us suppress our longings due to the fear of they won't be met. But the thing is, or that your longings won't be fulfilled. But the thing is, we don't even necessarily want our longing to actually be fulfilled by the thing we think we want it to be fulfilled by. The other person, the success, whatever. We want that longing to be filled up by God. And it takes courage, like I said, and a lot of self-love to let that longing come up fully, so fully in your own body. To just let it be there, like all the way, like longing all the way. And when we do that, when we have the courage to let ourselves long all the way for whatever it is we're longing for, like Cesare once said, that longing is backfilled by the divine's light. It's just about being authentic with yourself. It's not about whether it's fulfilled or not. It's not about whether that person texts you back or gives you what you want or not. It's not about whether you become successful or not. It's just about being honest with yourself about what's arising in your being and let it come up in a very real way. And it's also not about getting lost to the desire, It's just about you're doing the energy work of letting this energy come up and be expressed and be seen. So much of this longing is just about expressing your truth. It's not really about the outcome of that. It's just about letting your truth flow. So if you have this longing for someone, it's more about just being very honest with them and sharing the longing with them, sharing your honest feelings for them with them. That's actually what it's more about. It's not actually about what they're going to do or say or give you in return. It's just about you being attuned with your own truth in every moment. And you just let the chips fall where they may. Because you realize getting what you want doesn't make you happy. But being authentic, being true to yourself, being honest, being open, being vulnerable, that's what will generate a feeling of well-being within you. And so I just did that today. I let myself long for this person. I let it be real. I let myself share honestly with them. And then we set them free in that way too. It's not I'm sharing and to, like with that attachment, to get something from them. No, it's just like, here's my truth. And it will just be what it is. And that's the freedom we all yearn for, the freedom just to be ourselves. And that's all the way up. That's a full cup. And then you don't feel the attachment of needing someone to have a certain response to your truth. And if that comes up, you let it be there. If there's heartbreak, you let it be there. But ultimately, it's just like this longing wants its expression. And that feels really good. It felt really good talking about it. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it isn't the point to get what you want in that way. It's just the point to let it be there. And to let the energy flow. And to be willing to just like let whatever happen is meant to happen, let it happen. But you're in congruency with your own heart. You're in congruency with your own truth. That's actually what we all long for. Underneath any longing, we want that. We just want to be in congruence with ourself, our true self. That's lasting happiness. I don't care what, and it doesn't matter what feelings are there. That's true happiness. Being in that type of energetic integrity with yourself. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I love you all so much. I really appreciate your support, joining the Patreon community and showing up in the WhatsApp group. And you know, the WhatsApp group is for your guys's to find support if you're needing that, to find connection, to find maybe kind of like an energetic home to kind of plug into, perhaps. And you know, you guys joining the Patreon, that supports me. That helps me on my journey. And so, yeah, I'm trying my best to bring offerings that will help you guys the most with where you're at on your path. And I love co-creating with you guys. There's a tier where you can subscribe, where we can co-create. You can ask me anything and I'll turn it into a video. And that can help others too, because others can watch it and odds are they're probably going through something very similar. Because a lot of us, we're all kind of going through a similar type of work right now. So yeah, I really enjoy that exchange. And so I just wanted to name that. And, you know, of course, thank you for booking sessions. Thank you for your donations. It's just such an honor to serve. It's an honor to show up, and it's an honor to walk this path with you all. All right. So much love to you. Namaste.